Good day, and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be flying in the brand new Carenado Beechcraft Bonanza V-tail, controversial V-tail that also has the name Dr. Killer, and brand new right in the sim marketplace of Flight Simulator 2020. So we're going to take a look around at this aircraft and see the details and see how well they do. Also, bear in mind, I am brand new at doing some YouTubing and doing these new flights, so there's going to be some hiccups here and there. Okay, so we'll take a look at this V-tail. I think it's an awesome looking, very aerodynamic aircraft. A little bit of features about this aircraft is it's a V-tail. It's a high rate in-flight failure compared to the Beechcraft Bonanza Model 33, which is the conventional straight tail. The V-tail has a fatal rate in-flight failure of 24 times higher than the straight tail Bonanza. So that's why it gets the name Dr. Killer, and a lot of doctors were buying them at the time. And they were also, I think, developed in the 1945s all the way to the 1980s. So these are got the name Doctor Killers because a lot of the doctors were starting to fly and had a lot of money to actually spend and buy them. And in the early days of aviation, they didn't really have that much training, so there was a lot of failure rates. These still fly. They just require better training for keeping these planes up in the air. And I also looked into Carenado and how they created this, and they really didn't have any flight models for a V-tail, so they had to do some neat little tricks to get it going. So that's pretty much the details about the aircraft in real life and a little bit in the flight simulator. So you can see that this thing's really ancient looking. It's got some nice wood paneling, which was, the trend back then. But the detailing is awesome that Carenado's doing. So basically we're going to do a startup procedure, and then we're going to do some flight dynamic tests as we usually do. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, now we're going to start with our startup procedures. I'm using the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo quadrants, so they're not going to be showing all the buttons I'm clicking, but I will point out where they are. We're going to start with our master switches with our alternator, our battery, and then we're going to do our avionics on, all that fun stuff. Okay, and then we're going to start our
clear prop.
Our engines. Make sure we're on the right fuel filter. There we go. Fuel is on. Prop is in and out. Throttle is working. Okay. Brake is on. And looks like we're good. Start some of our put some of our lights on. Taxi. I'm going to put my flaps down so I don't forget. I'm going to do full throttle now. Let's check our oil temperatures and our cylinder temperatures and make sure those all go up. Unfortunately, Carenado doesn't really put failures in these to kind of make it so it's a little bit easier for the general user to fly these aircraft. So unlike the other aircraft that'll fail if you just keep them running for like 20-30 minutes, this will not fail. Or do full throttle completely while in the air, like the Kodiak. Okay. We have 50% fuel in both. Good. Alright. Rudder check. Ailerons. Okay. We're good. Brake off, and we're going to go to our runway at 24 here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, near where I live. So do some test flying there, since I know the area pretty well. One thing I love about the Carenados is the sounds are really amazing. I do also have FS Realistic on, so we get some of the brake sounds and some of the shakes and everything like that, so you'll see that. Runway over here. Pay attention. We will have a 9-knot crosswind. Some of the best things about the FS Realistic is the brake sounds. One of my favorite parts of it. Okay. spongy on the runway with the rudder pedals here. Alright, ready for takeoff. Battling the crosswinds here. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Gear up. We're gonna try opening the window and see what happens. Won't let me. Door. Breaks the plane. Okay, great. Okay, attempt number 2, we're now opening the door. It's a good test. Break off. A lot of left rudder here in this crosswind. Rotate. Gear up. Alright. Ground level is around 768 feet, so we'll get us to about 3,700 feet, and we'll do our maneuvers. Flaps up. Landing lights off. Let's put our yoke back on. Some cloud cover here, so I think I'll stop it right here and do our maneuvers from the site. Alright, let's do a full engine stall. Keep it steady. And turns. Pretty aggressive on that fall there. Okay. And let's do a no engine stall. Got a warning horn for the no throttle, full gear. Up and pull into the right a little bit. Alright. Recover. Okay. Let's do an orbit. Pretty good. Very stable. Let's go and do a touch and go. Also, let me check the rudder pedals here. pretty responsive. Little slushy, not as much as expected, but detail maybe a little bit different than a regular traditional aileron. Alright, here's our runway. Landing gear. We're a little high. Swing down, gear down. Flaps down a little bit. Slow us down. I'm going to do a slipstream. Get us down a little bit further. Left rudder, right yoke. Okay. Good speed. Second flaps. Trim. Hard landing.
We are down. That was close.
Takeoff. Flaps up. Yeah, a little bit squirrely there. Gear up. Pretty interesting doing a hard landing like that with a crosswind 10 knots. Full flaps up. Alright, we're going to perform a emergency, cut our fuel off, do an emergency landing. There's our runway. Right gear down, flaps down. Alright, we're coming in fast. And we gotta kill some altitude and speed. So do some more streaming. Engine is fully off. The engine sound did not cut off when I killed it with the lack of fuel. Alright, here we go. Emergency landing. Engine's fully cut off. And we did it. Alright. Aircraft performed pretty well. It did its rolls on the engine stall and did everything it needed to do. Not bad for a Carenado. Handled pretty well. A little bit more difficult to fly at low speeds and when approaching. But after all that, it's a decent aircraft, one of my favorites. Alright, thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time, and like and subscribe, and leave comments if you want me to try anything else. Alright.